When Left 4 Dead 1 released in 2008 for the Xbox 360, it was one of my favorite games of that year. I mean, it really had this unique co-op experience unlike anything I had played before. It really made you work together with your teammates, and I really enjoyed it despite being kind of lacking with its content. So when Left 4 Dead 2 came out in 2009, it added in more unique special infected, added in more maps to play on, different gameplay modes, and it really added up to make the package much more worthwhile. It has a lot more replayability, and one of my favorite new additions is Scavenge Mode, which basically tasks you as the survivors to collect gas cans and bring them to a certain point on the map to fill up the tank. And as the infected, you have to stop the survivors, and you rotate back and forth, and whoever collects the most gas cans at the end wins. And they add in other modes like Survival, which is basically staying alive as long as you can, Realism Mode, which you really have to shoot the zombies in the head to kill them. I still haven't played anything quite like the co-op experience that Left 4 Dead 2 or Left 4 Dead 1 really offers up. It really makes you work together with your teammates to ensure that you have, the most fun with the game. So I would only recommend this to people that definitely plan on playing online. It's easy to pick up and play, and I'll guarantee you'll have a blast. Let me just get this out of the way. I am not a huge fan of fighting games, but there is just something about BlazBlu Calamity Trigger that I just cannot put this game down. First of all, the graphics are amazing. These are some of the best 2D sprite-based graphics I've ever seen in a video game to date. It has a really awesome soundtrack, but where BlazBlu truly shines is in its handful of characters and their really unique movesets and abilities. No character plays alike, and I've never played any fighting game like this before. When you choose a new character, after you've been playing as one for a long time, it really feels like a different experience. And when you go online, it really is a fierce competition because everybody tends to master their own character. It's easy enough for people like me to pick up and play, who aren't fighting veterans, but for those of you out there that just love your fighting games, this one also has a lot of hidden depth. Rhythm Heaven was one of the biggest surprises I played in 2009. It's very simple in its premise. It's made up of a whole bunch of different music-based rhythm games that are often very simple in the way that you play them. Most of the time you're just tapping on the screen, sliding your stylus, very simple gestures just to the beat of the music. But what really captured me is just the game's offbeat design. Anybody that's a fan of the WarioWare games or just music rhythm games in general, you really owe it to yourself to try out Rhythm Heaven. I just found myself tapping to the beat, playing this game over and over again. It was truly a lot of fun. Klonoa on the Wii is a graphically enhanced port of one of my favorite games of all time from the PlayStation 1 era. And it really surprised me to see this released because it almost seemed like Namco forgot about the Klonoa series. It had been years since the series had seen a release in the United States. So needless to say, I was very pleasantly surprised to see this. And for those of you that don't know what Klonoa is about, it's a 2D platformer that has very charming graphics and characters. The story is simple, but it keeps your attention, and I just find it addictive many years later. I almost surprised myself by just how much I got into the Dark Spire. I enjoyed this game so much that it's almost hard to believe. The game is simply about crawling dungeons, leveling up your characters, and making it floor by floor to the end of the game. The game is brutally hard, and even the most veteran and hardcore RPG players will find a lot of challenge in this game. But I think that's one of its most redeeming aspects, is that you feel like you're making progress throughout this game, leveling up your characters, getting that next best piece of equipment. I just found it so addicting. The game also has stylistic graphics and amazing music, coming together to make one awesome classic RPG. There's no denying it that Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is now the online shooter to beat. There's just something about the design of the levels, the guns, the kill streaks. It's just so satisfying to kill somebody and then 5 seconds later kill someone else, get a Predator missile, rain it down on top of one of your enemies, and then after that you get a Harrier and you shoot that out and it's killing everybody for you, and then you get a chopper gunner and then you're mowing everybody down. It's just moments like this that make every game in Modern Warfare 2 so much fun and so addictive. It's especially fun when you're playing with a team that communicates in objective-based game modes such as, Capture the Flag, or Demolition, or Sabotage, or Headquarters. All these different game modes, they really require the cooperation, and when you get on a good team, it's a lot of fun. The Call of Duty series might not be as unique as it used to be because now every game is trying to be like this in terms of, custom loadouts and being able to equip your characters with different perks and abilities. But there's just something about Modern Warfare 2 that keeps me coming back night after night, so it has to be doing something right. Flower is one of the most unique and satisfying experiences that I've had with a video game in a long time. It really did take me out of the moment of, sitting in my room in my chair holding a controller, and it transported me into this world where I just felt so relaxed and calm, and it was just so surreal flying around the levels with just the motion controls on the 6-axis. There will be some people out there that just do not understand Flower. They'll play it and they'll say, wow, I just feel like I've wasted my money. But then there will be the people that play it and truly appreciate it for what it is. It's an interactive form of media that really just transports you out of reality and brings you into its world, and I still highly recommend trying out Flower. The game may seem simple. I mean, you're simply just steering a gust of wind, collecting petals through these grassy valleys. But when you bring all the aspects of Flower together, such as the graphics, music, simplistic gameplay, it really is unlike anything I've played before. Now, I am not an avid Guitar Hero or Rock Band player. In fact, the only releases for Guitar Hero I own are Guitar Hero 2 and Metallica, and I have never owned or played a Rock Band game before. So needless to say, I kind of went into DJ Hero not knowing what to expect or if I'd even like it, but I took a chance, and this game was so much fun, it was so addictive, and it was one of the most unique and refreshing experiences that I've played in a video game in a long time. Now, the thing I was most scared about was, first of all, the game is $120, and I wasn't sure if I was going to like the music in the game, but I have to say I was really pleasantly surprised. These are really good mixes. Despite, not being my style of music, I really enjoyed a lot of the songs in this game. The biggest problem that DJ Hero has going for it is that it has a very steep learning curve that most people will not want to have to tolerate in order to get the full enjoyment out of the game. Now, most people will probably go to Best Buy and try out the demo and try it on easy, and they'll think it's too simple, and then they put it on medium, and the game just has a too high of a difficulty spike for the first-time players, so most people will just write it off as being a gimmick and not a lot of fun. But if you take the time to master, the switches and the scratching and everything like that, and start playing on Expert, it's such a fun experience that I couldn't put this game down for the first week that I had it. And I just have to recommend this to anybody out there that's a fan of music or rhythm games. You have to play DJ Hero. I like to describe Demon's Souls as a massively online single-player RPG, because really at its core it is a single-player RPG with very unique online aspects, such as leaving messages on the ground for others to read, watching replays of others' deaths, summoning dead players into your game to help you defeat bosses, or even invading other players' games, and a PvP aspect that is just truly unlike anything I've played before. The game is very challenging, but you'll feel rewarded as you make your way through the game's horror fantasy world. This is a title not to be missed by RPG fans or PlayStation 3 owners. It may feel a bit redundant to you by now if you've looked at any other lists or videos for the best games of 2009, but I'm here to tell you that Uncharted 2 really is just that good. Everything is done just right. The game is backed by an interesting story thanks to believable characters due to excellent voice acting. The game is paced very well, and that was one of my main complaints about the first Uncharted. It just felt like you were in too many shooting sequences. But in Uncharted 2, you never get bored too long, because right after you get tired of shooting too many bad guys, you go right into some awesome platforming segments. And right when you get bored of jumping around and climbing on ledges, the game throws you right back into some crazy over-the-top action sequences. The game's presentation is also top-notch, and at many points in the game just had me stop and stare at the game's world and just how well crafted it is. It's games like Uncharted 2 that make me love playing video games. This is a title not to be missed by anyone, and truly is deserving of my #1 spot for best game of 2009.